you this. Some of the stuff I'm going to share with you is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And I'm taking the best of what I've learned over the last 13 years, and I'm going to dissect it and give it away over these next 5 days. These strategies and secrets that I'm about to share with you, my private clients pay $50,000 to $100,000 to get access to. And right now, because I'm looking for my next batch of success stories, I've decided to host this special 5-day live challenge. So if this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Shakir Hussain. I'm the founder of funnels.com and CEO of wealthacademy.com. And in today's 5-day introduction series, I'm going to be covering a handful of things that's going to show you how to start your business and how to scale it to the next level. So with that being said, I just want to see, where are you all calling in from? Go ahead right now, comment in the chat box. We're going to have 100 people on. So we already see 30 people on live just on the Zoom class. We have people on all of our different Facebook communities, private streaming groups that we're putting this on. So I'm excited. Let's see. Hey, Hamza, what's up? I see Curtis, Harvey, Alex Herrera. All right, awesome, you guys. Where do we see? Idaho, let's see. Hurricane, East London. All right, I grew up in East London in a place called Brick Lane in the UK. All right, let's see where we have. We have people from New Orleans, Texas. I love Texas. Another Texas. Baltimore, Maryland. I've been to Baltimore, Maryland. Seattle, Washington. You know, when I was around 22 years old, I went to Seattle, Washington, and someone paid me $25,000 for a 2-day consultation. I mean, this was one of my first ever experiences of going to America and getting paid for private consulting. Seattle, Washington, Idaho, Boise, Idaho. I was there at Russell Brunson's private event. I was speaking on there, and I was actually talking about 5-day challenges. Cool. Arkansas, Montreal, Canada. I love Canada. I've done events in Canada, in Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, New York. Okay, I was there a little while ago. Boulder, Colorado. I haven't been there. Michelle from California. Okay, amazing. Indiana. Okay, cool. All right, so if this is your first time joining us, turn on your cameras so I can see your face. Are we on live in both of the Facebook groups? Okay, cool. I've got Mikey, my right-hand man, here with me. So if you're just joining us, turn on your video so I can see you guys. Okay, cool. And let's go through and let's just actually, because I can see a couple of you are already some of our clients, and some of you are just new to us. So let's actually unmute Ree, because Ree had joined me for the last challenge, and now he's decided to join us. Hey, Ree, unmute yourself.
Hi, man.
All right, Ree, how's it going? Can you hear us?
Hi, can everyone see me okay?
Is he unmuted? I can't hear him. All right, let's see, Ree. Okay, Ree, how's it going?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you nice and clear. So, Ree, what made you join today's 5-day challenge?
Me, well, I've decided there's only one person that I need help from. So that's why the last challenge I got on, I just took action because, look, it's about investing in yourself, right? To get help from people that you want to learn from. So there's a lot of people out there, and I can tell you my experience so far is I've probably had a lot more help in the first week than I have on some of the other programs I've joined. And I'm not just saying that, I'm joining it because I joined, because I want to be able to learn how to do this stuff. And I think Shaq has done 15 or more challenges. So I'm here and I said, look, I want to learn how to do it like you're doing it. And I'm launching my one at the end of the month. So all I can say in this first probably 10 days, I've got the support anytime I want. And in terms of mentorship, there's been other programs that I've joined in where people say, hey, you get the support, and then you have to put a post in a Facebook group, and you'll be lucky if you get a response when you need help. Me, you get access to Shaq, the team. I'll send a message. Minutes later, I get my answer. So I'm not stuck. I can keep on moving forward. And that's what it's about, guys, getting the momentum so you can keep moving. Because the more you keep moving, guess what? You're going to get results, positivity. So look, so far, I'm going to be doing it. So I've joined the challenge again just to learn, to take notes, because you're always a student in life. So for me, I'm joining, I'm learning, and I'm taking notes. So yeah, just wanted to say I appreciate you, man. And everyone just enjoy, just be like a sponge. Take notes, show
Absolutely.
up.
Hey man, I appreciate you very much. So I'm gonna maybe pull up maybe one or two more people just to kind of really get an understanding of what makes, well, you know, Dennis Richard. Hey, Dennis, are you there? Alex Herrera, who's there? Alex, Alex Herrera. Let's see, man that's driving and joining the challenge. He's a serious man. Okay, let's see who else. Let's do Curtis Harvey. Is Curtis there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Curtis, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. How about yourself?
Very well. Where are you calling in from?
Lake Elsinore, California.
Nice. And what got you to join the 5-day challenge?
Well, I saw a video with you and Mike Barron, and he was a student of yours, and I see the success he's having, obviously, and decided to jump on, spend some time with Carlos prior to this, and that was really good. I think that helped me tremendously into understanding exactly what the program was about, right, and understanding exactly kind of what you bring to bear. So I really wanted to figure out a way to maximize my funnels and get my offers out there and get me one of those plaques with an X on it like you have right behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. How many of you here would love to have your own one of these plaques? By a show of hands. Okay, these top ones here, Mike, if you can, if these top ones here represent $1 million each, these ones represent $1 million each. Okay, so how many of you just want to make your first $1 million? Give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, turn your video on. Let me see you guys. Okay, Kevin, Zach. All right, cool. So here's the thing, guys. Okay, and how many of you are big thinkers? You want to get to your first $10 million? Anyone? Okay, you quickly realize everyone wants to make $1 million, and then you get to $1 million bucks, and then you realize it's not a lot of money. So you need to be making a lot more. How many of you have experienced that by a show of hands? You know what I'm talking about, right? You quickly realize, hey, in today's day and age, you're going to make a lot more than $1 million. Yes or no? Okay. And so a lot of people make this big mistake, and you want to write this down because they make this big mistake of wanting to make millions of dollars. But what they haven't done is they haven't mastered something we call stacking 10Ks. Okay. Okay, cool. So basically, what I'm going to share with you guys, okay, is the key to making your first $1 million and beyond. And it starts with, you want to write this down, okay, getting good at making 10K sales. Okay, a lot of the times what happens is, and I've seen this over and over again over the years, as I've done this, gosh, like all over the world. So for example, I've done events in USA, Singapore, Hong Kong, Canada, Malaysia. And the number one thing people will say to me is they want to become millionaires, right? Like if I said to you, how many of you want to become millionaires? How many of you would put your hands up? Okay, pretty much. Then I would say, okay, guys, let me ask you this. How much is that per day? Who knows what that is? If you want to make $1 million a year, how much is that per year? Let me see who's going to respond first. Okay, let me know. Let me see who gets it right. Drop it into the chat box so I can see. All right. It says Mike, can I see this chat? Which way?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. No, why is it not loading?
Hit minimize it and find it should be somewhere behind.
Okay.
Oh, what am I thinking? 265.
Okay. So how many of you got it right? How many of you got $2,700 per day? Okay, one guy, Curtis. All right. So I'll say this. Most of the countries that we've been to, okay, what happens is people will say that they want to make $1 million. And then I'll ask them, how much is $1 million a year? And let me tell you this, less than 5% of people, thank you. Less than, take your headphones off so I can communicate with you. Less than 5% of people will get this right. So I ask people, guys, how much do you want to make? And they say, I want to make $1 million. Then I'll say, okay, how much is that per day? And they'll say, they have no idea. And does anyone know why they have no idea? Okay, let me tell you why. It's because they don't have clarity on their goals. So people will say something like, oh, I want to make money, but they're not clear on their goals. Does that make sense? Okay, so if this makes sense, I want you to just type into the chat box, make sense. This way I can see. By the way, this is going to be interactive. So I'm going to be speaking really fast because I speak really fast. So you guys will have to take lots of notes real fast. Okay, if it makes sense. And by the way, the more comments I see, the energy that I see, then I will be able to move forward really fast. Okay, so here's what I found out. Okay, and this doesn't matter where we are in the world, this is what happens. Okay, people say, hey, I want to achieve this, but then you meet them 5 years later, 5 months later, 10 years later, and they still are in the same place. Yes or no? How many of you have tried to make money online for more than 1 year? Just by show of hands, this is a safe place where you're all going to get to know each other. Trust me, when we do the exercises. So if this is your first time doing this workshop challenge, just come out of your comfort zone. Tell yourself, hey, I'm going to play it all out. Okay. So how many of you have tried to make more than money online for more than 5 years? By show of hands. Okay. So here's what happens, right? When you try to do something, and you face hurdle and blockages and obstacles one after another, a lot of the times what happens is your brain says, oh, don't try again because it never worked out. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Or maybe you don't want to admit, how many of you have spouses that will remind you, hey, you didn't work out. Okay, I see some of the guys smiling. The guys are only smiling because this resonates. Okay, and I see this, by the way. I see this with guys and girls. They try something so much, and then, you know, before they know it, something doesn't work out, boom. You know, they quit. So we're having some messages from some people saying, I keep freezing. Can you guys see me? Carlos, can you see me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
100%. 100%.
Okay, cool. So, so if you find, I can see Katara, she's saying that I keep freezing. Katara or anyone, if you find issues, try turning your internet off and then jumping back on, okay? Or if you have a lot of tabs open, try to remove those tabs and then jump back on, okay? So we're going to get cracking on, and this is what it's going to look like. This presentation is going to be a mixture of slides, okay? So you guys want to write this down, slides. And it's going to be a mixture of me talking face to camera, and some of it's going to be on my handy little whiteboard, which you're going to see over here. Okay. And the reason why we do this is because most people, I'm going to share with you this actually. Most people, when you are trying to learn something, what happens is, this is why, you know, stuff like, you know, you don't really remember stuff that you've experienced in schools, because what happens? Okay, 10% of what you read, you remember. Okay, 20% of what you hear, you remember. 30% of what you see, you remember. Okay, 50% of what you see, exhibitions, watching demonstration. What I'm interested in is for people to come in to this, and I can assure you right now, not everyone's going to make it to the total 5 days. This is just how it is. Okay. Some people, they'll quit after 1 day, they won't show up, and that's their issue. It's okay. Some things will come up in life, and I get it. If you're here right now, commit yourself to showing up for the full 5 days. And here's the important part. 90% of what you do, simulating a model experience, a phenomenon, designing a performing presentation experiment, aka being interactive, you're going to lock in the learnings. Yes or no? Okay, so sit up straight, grab some water, filtered water if you must, and let's get cracking on. So in today's presentation, what I'm going to go over is a handful of lessons that I've learned, and it's going to be broken down over 5 days. Okay, so 5 days, how it's going to be is today we're going to go over 3 golden keys to crafting your $1 million offer. Okay, and the mindset that you need in order to succeed. Write this down. 80% of success comes down to mindset. 20% is just the mechanics. A lot of the times people will come up to me, and it's very sad because they'll tell me, oh, you know what? I don't need any mindset work. And immediately I can tell you need the mindset work. Yes or no, ladies and gentlemen, just say yes. So because I can see all of your faces, right? So if you guys interact with me, then I can just keep moving forward, right? So when people say to me, oh, I don't need this mindset work. Do you know the people that are usually broke, unsuccessful, struggling to make money, they're the ones that always say stuff like that to me. My top students, you know what they say? I'm always a student. I'm always going to learn. Curtis said to me that he saw one of my students, Mike B, this guy over here. This guy, Mike Barron. Okay, this guy came to me during the 5-day challenge. You're going to hear from one of his videos in the next few days. He came to me just like you guys are here. And he thought, you know what? Let me go and funnel hack Shakir Hussain and how he's getting these awards. How many of you guys just joined me just so you can funnel hack me? You see, oh, let me see how Shaq does his thing. All right, you're in for a surprise. So this guy, what happens is he comes in wanting to funnel hack me. He wants to see how I'm making money. And I basically tell him, look, you just need some one-on-one help. He wires me I think it was $25,000. And he got 3 months of access and coaching with me. It was $25K. He paid me straight one wire. And he said, you know, I realized all these other gurus that I've come across, no one gives him one-on-one time like I did. The following 2 years, okay, he's from a place called San Diego in America, San Diego, California. Following 2 years, he goes and generates $24 million. Everyone clap it up. Celebrate success. Yeah? So let me ask you a question. How many of you would exchange $25,000 to learn what it takes to get to $25 million by a show of hands? Some of you are like, oh my gosh, I don't have 25K. It doesn't matter. Okay, you do not want your current situations and circumstances to hold you back from creating your dream reality. Does that make sense, everyone? Yes or no? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to, hey guys, if you're just joining us, can you make sure that you're muted, please? Okay, so I don't know why Zoom does this, but sometimes it's because then you get distract everyone else. Okay, so if you're just joining us, please make sure that your sound is muted. So Mike came into this, okay, and I've just met him in, I think it was San Diego. You know, he's now got 4 different Lamborghinis. He's just like living his best life, all because of the power of what I'm going to share with you over these 5 days. So, by the way, how many of you guys are just completely new to me, just by a show of hands? Like you just came off the internet and you're just like, okay, let me just check this guy out. Let me know, because I'd like to know. By a show of hands. Okay, Hufford, who else is there? And if there's just one guy, I'm not going to go through. If there is a few more, Okay, if you're new to me, just type into the chat box, I am new. And if you've been following me for a little bit of time, just type in how long you've been following me for. Let me know. So I am new. Okay, so it seems like majority of people are new. Yes. So are you guys okay if I just go through a little backstory of how I got started? That's going to put some context. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so, and the reason again why I'm going to share this with you guys is because a lot of the times people will look at me and they say, now I'm 34, but they say, how did you go from 20 in your 20s? How did you make 10, 20, $30 million before you turn 30 years old? And they think that I've got some sort of, I don't know, AI or something inside of my head, or I was born into money, or I was like, I'm good at computer programming, or I'm technical, and I'm completely far from it. Is it okay if I'm just completely transparent with you guys? Yep. My company has built approximately, I'd say, over 1,000 funnels. I personally have zero clue about building funnels. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. So some of you are like, yeah, Shakir, because you don't know your experience. You don't know the products or services or the offers that you can create. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's okay. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know a few things that's going to give you an edge. And that's what we're going to share over these next 5 days. So I got started very quickly when I was around 21 years old, but it started off when I was around 15, 16 years old. I was very entrepreneurial. I could never fit in school. So I had a hard time struggling in school. Anyone else have any issues with authority? Look at you guys. That's why you're here as entrepreneurs, okay? So I just remember not caring about what I was learning in school. And at an early age, I said to myself, I got to figure this whole make money stuff. I don't know why this was just like a big thing for me. I wanted to figure out how to make lots of money online. How many of you wanted to always make money online or offline for whatever reason? Okay, maybe it's like offline, or when I was growing up, all I saw was construction workers and people that owned restaurants in East London. Okay, because that's what you do when you're come from a brown Asian family. Okay, so that's basically what I thought I was going to do. So I was doing construction work for with my dad, and at 19, 20 years old, I realized, hey, you know what? I need to learn this internet thing. Now, when I started, every single person, from what I remember, told me, stay away from it, don't do it, it's a scam, you're going to lose money. How many of you have heard that kind of supportive talk from your loved ones? Okay, I heard that over and over again. And for me at the time, now today, people look at me and they say, wow, he's great on camera, he's got confidence, he can speak well. But when I got started, I had this long hair, I was morbidly obese, so I was really overweight. And I did not like talking to people, okay? How many of you just want to sit behind the computer and make a bunch of money? What I'm going to share with you, this will work for you. How many of you guys are ready to come out into the public? You want to start making videos? You want to start doing social media stuff? How many of you? Okay, what I'm going to share with you is going to work for you. So at the time, what I found is I developed what's called high income skills. Write this down. High income skills. Okay. Like I didn't have a lot of confidence, guys. I was overweight. I dropped out of university in my final year, and I looked like a big mess. Even my teeth was all wonky, and I said to myself, I remember, like, once I make money, I'm gonna go fix up my teeth. Just all these small little things. And through practice, the first year online, this is what I did. Okay, I'm gonna just break it down for you guys so that you guys get it. Okay, so the first year, I tried so many different opportunities, and then I locked myself in with a mentor. When I locked in a mentor, I got the right mindset and I got the right marketing knowledge. When I did those three things, I made my first 6 figures. So I made $120,000 my first year online. Okay, this was my first full-time year. How many of you would like to make at least 120K your first full year online by a show of hands? that works out to be $10,000 a month. And I remember telling God, asking God, Allah, please just help me get to 10 grand a month. I won't ask for more. Okay, naturally what happens, you get to 10 grand a month, now you start asking for more. So I said, okay, God, help me get to $50,000 a month. Then I said, then I hit that goal. So my second year, I made $275,000. And my third year, I made $1.2 million. Okay. And I think I was around 23 years old when I made my first $1 million. By the time I was 28 years old, I was doing $1 million per month. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. 28 years old, doing $1 million a month. Okay. How many of you look at a number like that and you're like, this is just crazy? Okay. And how many of you look at that and you get inspired to think bigger? Yeah. How many of you guys know Russell Brunson? Okay. Did you guys ever hear the story of Russell Brunson where he saw someone else make $1 million in a day? Did you guys hear that story? Okay. Basically, when he got started, he saw someone make $1 million in a day. So he set out to make $1 million a year. I looked at Russell and I said to myself, you know what? I would like to make $1 million a year too. And then I'd like to make $1 million a month. And just recently, guys, okay, I had my first ever $1 million day. And guess who paid me that $1 million? Russell Brunson. You guys following me? So here's the thing. Whatever you put in your mind, if you take the right action, it can become a reality. But here's the key that most people forget. They don't have the right accountability. They don't have the right structure and support. And most importantly, they don't have the right digital assets. Okay, so what I realized early on is if you can have all of these things in place, not only are you going to have massive amounts of success for yourself, but you're also going to help a lot of people. Can they see this? Okay, so this is essentially what happened to me. Okay, I was basically starting from scratch. I grew multiple businesses to $1 million to $10 million. I had my first $1 million month at 28 years old. I had my first $1 million day because Russell Brunson paid me $1.3 million. And then I said to myself, okay, what do I want to do right now? And right now I'm on a mission to create 100 new millionaire students and 1,000 new six-figure students in the next 12 to 24 months. Okay. How many of you would love to be one of those success stories? And the reason why I'm sharing this and why I'm doing this is actually not because I'm such a good guy. Maybe that's one part. Okay. It's actually because I am planning to write a series of books. Okay. So this is the Backpack Millionaire. The next one is called Recession Millionaire. And I can't release the names of the others, but I have a range of these books that I want to publish. And then I want to launch my own basically virtual show. Okay. And what I'm looking for is to document people's success stories. I can tell you this right now. Mike Barron, the guy that you saw, who done $24 million in 2 years, I'm pretty sure he's going to make it in one of these books. Okay. So I would love to have your success story in my next book. Now, moving forward, how I got to this place, a lot of people will ask, is it because you done this? Is it how what's the technicalities? They get into this like mindset of like, show me the technical stuff. Okay. What we want to figure out is what was really going on behind just the funnel. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. And I'm going to share with you. So I started traveling and I started going to live events. When I started going to live events, I started realizing no matter who the gurus were, whether it was some guy called Jordan Belfort. How many of you know Jordan Belfort from the Wolf of Wall Street? Okay. How many of you know Mike Dillard or Grant Cardone? How many of you have seen or heard of Grant Cardone? Yes, raise your hand if you know Grant Cardone. Just type into the chat box, yes, I know them. Okay, that way I can see you guys. So as I'm going through this, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? What do these people have in common that I don't? And what I identified is that they all have something called the 7-step Guru Funnels system. Write this down. Okay, because this thing I'm going to show you, this thing cost me over $750,000 cash of my own money to go out and learn and crack. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you over the next few days. I promise you, I guarantee you, you've never seen it broken down in its pure simplicity. Does that make sense, you guys? And once I understood, okay, this is what all of the big guys are doing. And I didn't spend $750,000 in one go. As I started making a little bit of money here and there, I realized, write this down, the highest ROI I could get was investing in myself. Okay, it was not investing in stocks, in crypto, in NFTs, in properties, in anything except for myself. And so I said to myself, hey, you know what I have to do is I have to figure out what are the best masterminds to join, who's already got the results that I want. It's like if you are overweight and you want to lose weight, are you going to ask someone who's struggling to lose weight for advice? No. Yes or no? Okay, I know, by the way, because I've just lost 28 pounds. Okay, and I feel amazing, by the way. Okay, and I stopped taking advice from my friends and family, and I just went and hired a personal trainer, and I committed myself to a online mastermind, okay, with a mentor who lives out in San Diego to coach me on nutrition, on health, and all of this stuff. And now, as you can see, some of my clothes don't even fit me. Okay, I need to go buy some new clothes. Regardless, what I'm sharing with you guys, okay, is I had to go and find other people that had the results. And when I did, I started sharing my systems with as many people as I could. And guess what happened? Slowly but surely, other people started making $1 million, making $2 million, making $5 million, making $10 million and beyond. Even Jeremy Miner. How many of you guys have heard of this guy called Jeremy Miner? He's been one of my students for over a decade and one of my clients. Okay, and last year they did $37 million. Okay, and I remember 10 years ago, he was probably making maybe 6 figures a year. So what I'm going to share with you and is so powerful about the HTA funnel system. Okay, and the reason why you want to do this, okay, and you guys want to keep this in mind because it's only a little while ago. A lot of people have forgotten what happened. Okay, you guys know what happened. We went through all of this, yes or no? And lots of people's world was turned upside down. There's only one question that you have to ask yourself. Did you make more money during this time? How many of you made more money during this time by a show of hands? How many of you would have liked to make more money during that time? Let me tell you something that I know about the wealthiest people. Okay, they all made way more money during times like COVID and the pandemic. Why? Write this down. They could adapt. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Okay, so what happened with me is I was a part of the mastermind with a guy called Eben Pagan. And he started talking about how people were basically doing something called 5-day challenges, how basically this is the best time to really double down. And I thought, man, what is he talking about? Because this doesn't sound right. People are in pandemic, they're scared. But what happened? It was the best time to create wealth. So a lot of people became very, very rich. I know for myself, in the last 13 years of being an entrepreneur, I made way more money during the pandemic than I did in all 13 years combined. Is that pretty powerful? If this insight was powerful, I need you guys to write this down and just type in powerful. Because some people, they won't understand. But if you're understanding this, I need you to just comment, this is powerful. So you too can potentially, with all of the changes that's happening, you too can make way more money from what's happening, which is right now, recession, okay? AI, this whole chat GPT thing, okay? So this is why you have to position yourself. And usually I would go around the world and teach and train students on a basis like this, okay? So this is, I think, in Montreal. No, this was in Toronto, London, and some other country. And what I would do is I would teach people on how they too can start making money from this, okay? So high energy equals high income. Write that down. If you don't have high energy, then people will struggle to be attracted to you. Who wants to learn from someone that talks like this? Nobody. Nobody. You have to have energy in your life so that you can attract people through your marketing, through your business. Yes or no, guys? Okay. So if you are in that stage where you're like, you know what? I'm not sure why I'm not making the kind of money that I want. You have to ask yourself, what is the energy that you're giving out? Okay. And what is energy? Emotion equals energy in motion. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to really rewire ourselves so that, guess what? We have high energy. We have high energy. How many of you have met someone else and you're like, I'm just going to buy from them just because they have the energy? Listen, people are thinking about you like that. And I can tell you right now, all of my top students, the one thing that they have in common that the others don't, guess what? They have high energy. They're excited. They're passionate. And sometimes what happens is because you go through life, you just forget that there are a lot of people out there that will pay you a premium of money, write this down, for your experience and expertise. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a series. We're going to go through a series of worksheets that's designed to help you, okay? Because the only thing that's keeping you from getting what you want is the story that you keep telling yourself. Okay, how many of you guys are fans of Tony Robbins? If you are, just type in yes. Okay, type in yes. Because if you think about it, right, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example, which is in 2018, right? The country Nepal, okay, banned solo climbers from Mount Everest. Okay, they basically said you need to have your own guide. You cannot be basically going up this mountain by yourself. And why is this key? Because when you are wanting to go somewhere in life, you need to have your own inner circle. Does that make sense? Let me try to break this down as fast as possible for you guys so that you guys understand. In life, okay, and write this down. Write this down. This is just an absolute must. In life, you will need to be inside of an inner circle. If not, you're part of the outside. Whoever feels like this? Okay? If you aren't part of an inner circle, then just remember, you're not going to get the unfair advantage. You're going to be stuck like the majority of people. I could reach out to any of my friends that make $1 million a month, $3 million a month, $5 million a month right now. And I could find out exactly what funnels are working, what offers are working, how much someone is spending on traffic. I could then reach out to my ad agency. They spend close to about $40–50 million on ads. I could find out from them, hey, which campaigns are working? Show me step by step, which one is getting a 5x ROAS, which one is getting a 10x ROAS. Does that make sense? A ROAS means return on ad spend. Dennis, if I call up my friend and he tells me, hey, this one funnel is making X amount of money, you should model it, and I just go and model it, did I just save time? Yes or no? Did I just save money? Yes or no? But this is not what most people have. And how many of you have ever heard rich people get richer and poor people get poorer? I have some good news and some very bad news. The bad news is, for most people, it's 100% true. That's why when you meet someone who's, or for a long period of time, maybe 5, 10, 20 years, they've struggled to make money, meet them 5, 10 years later, guess what they'll do? They're still struggling to make money. Yes or no? How many of you know friends or family or co-workers that you have seen, they have gone through this path? Raise your hand. Right? I know this. So the good news is that when you get rich, when you try on that path, then it's very easy to multiply your money. So for example, 2 years ago, how many of you were doing any sort of business or anything online 2 years ago? Just by show of hands, during the pandemic. Okay. Did you know that there was certain funnels that you could spend $1,000 and make $10,000 to $20,000 back? Yes or no? Type in yes if that was you. You're getting $10,000 to $20,000 for every single ads, $1,000 you're spending, or type in no if you didn't. I just want to see who's in, who's no. Okay. See, just type in so I can see your comments. Michelle, Rennie, Fenton, Ingrid, no, no, no. Okay, for most people, the answer is no. Now, Dennis, if you ask me, Shakib, did you capitalize on that? I would say yes. Why? Because I was part of an inner circle. Does that make sense? I was part of a mastermind where they were feeding me what's working now. Is this making sense? Give me a thumbs up, Carlos. Okay, cool. So in my inner circle pack, where I can just reach out to people, these are a handful of people that I've seen. Okay, I can message maybe one friend that knows Tony Robbins very well. I can message Russell Brunson on his phone. I can message someone like Dan Pena who lives in a castle, and I've spent time with him. I've paid him tens of thousands of dollars, and the list goes on and on and on. And this was just a approximate spend of what I spent with a handful of people. Okay, this is like me spending tens of thousands of dollars with some of these guys. Actually, they're all guys, it seems like. Okay, so many more. But let me just explain to you just maybe one, okay? Back in the day, I had paid, I think it was around $25,000 to Russell Brunson's mastermind. Okay, I get on the mastermind and he tells me that over the last, year or so, he's asking me what's my plans. So I tell him, I've saved up this money and I'm going to basically go and do this to get on a New York Times bestseller list. Okay, and it's going to cost me like $400,000. In that phone call, you know what he says to me? Don't do it. I said, what? He goes, why do you want to do it? I said, well, I want to help people. Remember, I'm about 24, 25 years old. He goes, no, you just want to impress your friends and family. And I was like, dang, how does he know? I'm like, dang, how does he know? You know where he goes? Don't do it because I've done it and it didn't work out. And I remember putting the phone down and I thought, oh my gosh, that was the best $25,000 I've ever spent. Does this make sense? Every single day in your life, you're having these opportunities. You not knowing how to make $1 million a year, guess what? It's costing you $1 million. Yes or no? Right? You sitting there thinking, okay, you know what? I want to learn about funnels and this and that. Great stuff. You're in the right place. But just know, if you're not making $20,000, $30,000 a month, if you're not making $300,000, $500,000 a year, the lack of that knowledge is costing you money. Who agrees? Okay, so I want to share with you a handful of things that has helped me. Okay, and you know, think about this, right? Like, if you were in my position, or if you were in your position right now, would you exchange a tiny fraction? Even I spent $750,000. Okay, even 10% of what I invested is $75,000. How many of you would invest $75,000 if you could make $7.5 million? Just raise your hand. Just like, who can? I'm not going to sell you something for $75,000 right now, but I'm just telling you. Okay, what about $15 million? Right? What about $30 million? Because that's what I did, right? Before I turned 30 years old. And that pretty much, you know, with God's blessings, okay, pretty much somewhat set me up for many years. Are you guys with me so far? So you don't have to be that smart. I'm telling you guys, because I did construction work. I dropped out of university. I wasn't the smartest kid in school, nowhere near. But when it came to marketing and selling, I developed this hunger, this attitude that I'm going to go and pay whatever I need to pay to invest in myself. Okay, so I want you guys to make that commitment to yourself, right? So we talked about this. I just covered. I paid him $25,000 for one phone call. He then paid me over $1.3 million. Okay, $1.3 million just for one of my offers. Okay, isn't that crazy, you guys? Is that crazy? Okay, sometimes I'm like, I can't even believe, wow, I got paid $1.3 million in a single day from Russell Brunson. Right? And I'm telling you this, not to brag or to boast, I hope you guys understand, is to share with you, hey, you know what? I've seen how this stuff has transformed my life. Okay, I've seen how people have come to challenges like this. They've come through, you know, they've watched my webinars, and they too have transformed their entire life. Okay, so I want to go through, because I've helped all these people, I want to go through and share with you a simple little worksheet. Okay, and this is what the worksheet looks like. If we can drop that comment, wealthacademy.com/day1. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys this worksheet, and I would want you to fill out the worksheet and then post it in the Facebook group. Okay. And as I was sharing, okay, the reason why I was able to build over 10, 11 million-dollar businesses, and these are some of my brands that I've built, okay, the reason why I've been able to drive around in my dream cars and speak and travel all over the world and all of this good stuff, right, is because I understood this one concept. Okay, what was the concept? If you want to become successful, you have to find someone that's already there, and you have to copy what they did. Are you guys with me so far? Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Reed. I see a bunch of you guys just joined us. Okay, hello. All right, so here's the thing. The reason is this, okay? Write this down, identity. Okay, right now, the current income that you make is a direct reflection of your identity. So what we want to do is we want to upgrade the identity, because how many of you guys and girls have ever faced, the battle of two wolves basically inside of us? Okay, which wolf wins? The one you feed. I don't know what that is, Cherokee proverb. But basically, one is good, joy, peace, abundance, love, hope, sincerity, serenity, humility, all of this stuff. The other one is evil, scarcity, shame, guilt, anger. How many of you guys, when you're looking at this picture, you don't have to tell me, but you already know, you know what, I fit into one of these categories? Yes or no? Okay, let me tell you this. I have to do this exercise myself. Okay, I have an amazing wife that supports me in this, and she'll tell me, hey, right now you're operating from this, lower self. And I have to remind myself, okay, you know what? To become wealthy, to stay wealthy, you have to focus on abundance. You have to focus on the good emotion, the stuff on the right-hand side: abundance, serenity, humility, kindness, generosity, prayer, empathy, truth. Does that make sense? Whereas most people, they're operating, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm just saying in general, in life, most people, when you speak to them, they're operating from a place of fear, doubt, insecurities. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay. And so when I see this, I'm like, you know what? The most important thing is that we have to keep this in mind. The locus of control test. Okay. There's a difference between things happen to me and I make things happen. Okay. If I said, hey, okay, how many of you here, just FYI, okay, because we're only going to be spending, say, 60 to 90 minutes each day. And as you know, you're smart enough, okay, you can't, your life can't change just in these few short hours. Yes or no, guys? You understand that, right? Okay, so that's why we have extended programs that are a lot more in-depth, that basically go through, and they're intensives, 90-day programs, 12-month programs, whatever. But just from what I've shared with you so far, how many of you feel like, you know what, I want to work with Shakir and his team on a longer term basis? By a show of hands. Okay, just by a show of hands, let me know. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. So now these people that have raised their hand, they have no idea what I have to offer. Maybe they have, maybe they've checked my stuff out, that's fine. But these are the people that say, I make things happen. So give these people a big round of applause. Do you understand, Hufford and Curtis? The fact that you just raised your hand, you're already in a different state than most people. Do you guys get that? You're like, yeah, I'm ready to make shit happen. Sorry, excuse my language. Okay, I'm trying not to swear these days. Okay, but I'm ready to make sweet happen. Whereas other people are like, oh, I don't know, things happen to me. Oh, I don't know, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I don't know, I tried so many times that it didn't work. Do you see the difference, guys? One is saying, it doesn't matter what my situation is, I'm going to find a way to make it happen right now. Who's with me? Yeah. And then the other type of person, they're like, oh, I don't know, man, bad things always happen. I don't even like saying those things, because in case it goes into my subconscious mind. This is how prepared you have to be, guys. Okay. This is why I don't watch TV. I've never owned a TV for like 12, 13 years. I don't watch news. I don't watch drama, gossip. I don't do any of this. Why? Because I learned early on, GIGO, write this down, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. You want to be a millionaire? You want to make 10 grand a month? You want to become successful in your business? You have to make sure that you're very focused on what you're putting into your mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip open, okay? We're going to flip open the day one worksheet, okay? And I'm going to walk you guys through this, okay? So day one worksheet, your best thinking equals your best results. So if you want to change your results, you have to say to yourself, I have to be prepared to change my thinking. Yes or no? right? Remember this. Every single, if you just say to yourself, hey, you know what? From today onwards, I'm going to start taking control because I joined this 5-day challenge. I want to figure out what it takes. Okay, I want to figure out what it takes to grow myself, grow my business. Then here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to challenge you and I'm going to say, here's a 5-day challenge. How can you upgrade your thinking? Second thing is being premium. Okay, now there's 2 ways you can make, let's just start with $10,000 a month. There's 2 ways you can make $10,000 a month. Number one, okay, let me skip to this. Can you come and set this up? Oh, it's just mirror, yeah?
You have to do a screen share.
Okay, I'm gonna do screen share. Perfect. And it should load up in 3, 2, 1. It takes a couple of seconds. How many of you guys are getting value from this so far? Just by a show of hands. Okay, if this is valuable, just type into the chat box. Type into the chat box. This is valuable. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna go over the 3 keys to 7-figure offer, $1 million offer. Okay. I'm going to go through identity shifting. Okay. I'm also going to go over your messaging. Okay, so has everyone got their hands on the worksheet by a show of hands? Who's got their hands on the worksheet? Drop it in the comment section again, please. Okay, so as you're going to go through, I'm going to share with you a handful of the lessons. Okay, so welcome to day 1 of the 5-day challenge. If you're just joining us, my name is Shakir Hussain. I'm the founder of Funnels.com. Before I turned 30 years old, I generated over $30 million selling courses, coaching, consulting, agency services. And today I've dedicated the next chapter of my life to basically teach as much as I know in the hopes to help as many people as possible. And if you'd like to work with me on an extended basis, then please go to funnels.com/audit. If you can drop a link in the chat right now, funnels.com/audit. Just booking a free 15-20 minute strategy session with one of my team members, and they'll see where you're at right now, where you want to get to, and what's really holding you back. So take advantage of that free gift that we've put together for 5-day challenge members. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So in front of you, you'll have the day 1 worksheet. So on wealthacademy.com/day 1. And essentially, this is what the worksheet looks like. We've made it fillable, so you can fill this out. And this is what it will look like. Each day, I'll have a different mentor that has helped me. And I'll post a insight or story that I've learned from him. So for example, Russell Brunson, I paid him $25,000. And, you know, one of the things he says is set your goals high and work like crazy, do whatever it takes. You know, I remember as a kid watching Russell Brunson talk about internet marketing. You know, 10 years ago, he was a millionaire guru mentor. And over the years, you know, we become friends, and he even paid me over $1.3 million in one single day, basically, for one of my offers. And that was all profit, basically, because it was, I can't even explain what the offer was, but it was a high ticket offer. So when it comes for you to learn about high ticket offers, there's basically 2 ways, okay? And I talk about this, which is, there's 2 ways. One is low ticket marketing, LTM, write this down, LTM. And the other one is HTM, high ticket marketing. So I'm going to just share my screen with you guys, and it should load up in just a second. And when you see this, I want you to grab a piece of paper, pen and paper, if you don't have one yet already, and just put LTM on one side and HTM on the other side. Okay, so this is what it looks like, LTM and HTM. So LTM stands for low ticket marketing. Okay, and HTM stands for high ticket marketing. Now, what is marketing? Marketing is the ultimate lever. Write that down. Marketing is what makes you rich. Marketing is the key to making millions of dollars. It's not your product. That's just one part of it. It's your marketing. Okay. So how many of you have ever gone to McDonald's and said, this was the best burger in the world? Nobody. Not even as a joke, you won't say that. You better not. Don't eat McDonald's. It's not real food. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that wokeness right now. What I'm going to share with you is McDonald's still puts itself as one of the top restaurants in the world. Why? Because of its marketing. Does that make sense? So what we have to understand is there's different types of marketing. Low ticket marketing is products that are usually $100 to $300. When you're starting off, this is not what you want. When you're starting off, this is what you want. What do you want? Products that are at least $3,000 to $5,000 or more. With this low ticket marketing, you're talking to the mass market. With high ticket marketing, you're talking to one specific type of person, type of avatar. Okay, an avatar is essentially an ideal client. So in our business, okay, about 90% of our customers are 35 plus. They're either from America, Canada, UK, Australia. How many, and get this, okay? If I was to drill it down, they know people like Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson, Ty Lopez, Tony Robbins. They've spent 1 to 5 years or sometimes longer trying to make money online. They've tried different business models, and now they're just looking for the last and final mentor or program. They get stuck with techie stuff, and they get easily information overwhelmed, and they chase the next shiny object. How many of you resonate to anything that I just shared? Raise your hand. Raise both your hands if that's you. Okay. So, and by the way, just type into the chat box, yes, that's me. I see one guy waving like crazy. Okay. Angela Petowski, she's there. Okay, cool. So the reason why I'm saying this is because if you look around, who do you see? That customer avatar that I've explained and I've shared, yes or no? So in our business, we always want to have, okay, high ticket marketing, price points, 3K to 5K. Now, why do you want 3K to 5K? Most people, when you're starting off, the first goal is to make $10,000 per month. What's easier? Make 100 sales at $100, or make 10 sales at 10K. A or B? Which one is easier? A or B? If it's A, give me 1. If it's B, give me 2. Okay. B, of course it's B. Okay. And most people, when they come online, I'll give you an example. Okay. I know one guy who spent, gosh, he spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars, American dude. And he was out there writing his book, launching funnels, coming up with courses, coming up with ideas, all sorts of stuff. And what happened was when I asked him, who told you to do this? You know what he said to me? He goes, oh, I thought it was a good idea. I said, this is the complete wrong way. During these 5 days, I'm going to show you a way where you can guarantee, almost guarantee yourself that you can sell anything that's a proven product or service. How many of you like the idea of that? This way, you don't have to say, oh yeah, the idea is good. I never say the idea is good. You know what I say? I'm following the money. If you can get to that stage where you're like, okay, I'm going to follow where the money's at. Trust me, your entire business just changes because you're not focused on yourself. You're focusing on where is the money and how can I get a piece of that money? Okay, so 10 sales at 10K, B. Okay, what's next? So we've identified this is the model that we want. Can everyone agree this is the model that we want? High ticket marketing. Okay, price points 3K, 5K, and for those of you guys who are experts in your field, 10K to even 50K plus. Now let's break this down. If you wanted to make $100,000 per month, if you sold 5 products, 5 services, digital courses at 10K, 1 at 25K, and then maybe 10 times 5K, 50K, 5 times 10, 50K, that's 125K. That's $125,000 per month. Does that make sense? Now, some of you are like, okay, but I don't know what I'm going to sell for $10,000. Don't worry. That comes afterwards. Does that make sense? Because you could be someone, like, for example, I'll give you 2 examples. When I got started in internet marketing, I didn't have any skills. But what I realized is there's people out there that have a problem. And if I can give them a solution, then I can essentially be the middleman and I can make the money in between. Middleman money. Does that make sense? So for example, I had no clue about social media marketing, but someone would offer me, let's just say, $5,000 to do their social media branding, customization, setting up their social media profiles, all of this. I would get paid first $5,000. I would find someone to do all the work for maybe $1,000 and I'd make a profit of $4,000. Does that make sense? Now, if I did that just 3 times, that's my 12 grand a month. So for you, when you're starting off and you're like, okay, you know what? Who's going to pay me? We'll find the customers. We have to first figure out what's the problem that you can solve. Is this making sense, everyone? Okay. And so a lot of people, they make the big mistake of thinking, you know what? I'm going to come up with this idea because I think it sounds cool. What we want to do is we want to figure out identify who has a problem. Okay. What can we offer them? And where are they? So for example, majority of my customers, they come to me and they say, hey, I told you they are, let's just say they are, 35 to 50 years old. Okay. They're from US, UK, Canada, Australia, etc. Okay. They want to make an extra 10K to 30K per month. Right? So this is my who. I'm going to give this person a name, Tony. I'm going to give his age, 54. Okay? 50 plus. Are you guys all following me? So I'm very clear on who is he that has a problem. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have done something in your life for at least 5 years or more? and you've been paid for it. Okay. Well, guess what? Whatever you've been paid for, write this down. You are an expert in that field. So today I'm speaking to this lady. Her name was Angela, and she was from Greece. Okay. And this lady, she has got executive coaching experience. And as I'm talking to her, she's telling me how she charges people, I think it's like $40 or $50 an hour. Immediately, I realized she's only segmenting the lowest end of the customers in her niche. How many of you would agree to that? Do you guys get that? So what we want to do is we want to appeal to the people that are the high earners. I'll give you another example. You can buy yourself, let me see if I have another cheap pen. We have a cheap pen. Pass me one of those pens, please. Okay, this is a Marriott free pen, okay, from Marriott Hotel. If I pull this over, okay, this is a brand, okay, remember this, okay, I want you guys to keep this in mind because this is happening around you every single day, but you decide it's not in your mind or it's not in your reality. And you don't have to be a $1 billion company like Apple and all this stuff to understand what's going on. But if I break you down, then hopefully you will. So this is a $1 pen. Can everyone agree? Yes? It's a Marriott $1 pen. What does it do? It writes. Okay. This might be, I don't know, a $50 pen. This is the one that I like writing with. It's got green ink or whatever. Okay. I like writing with green ink for some reason. Okay. Now, this brand that I have, and I have a couple of these are called Mont Blanc pens. Can you guys see this? Okay. Now, these pens will go $300, $500. I've spent as much as $1,000 on these pens. Now, here's what I want you to understand. One, my dad doesn't know about it. Okay. No, here's the thing. These pens, sometimes the $1 pen writes better than this, but they refer to this pen as a writing instrument. And because of the branding and the positioning and the packaging and the promotions that they have, they can charge you $500 to $1,000 for a pen. And people like me will be happy to buy them over and over and over and over again. How many of you just go an aha? How many of you guys was just like, that's an aha? There's people out there charging $500 to $1,000 pens. You kidding me? Type into the chat box, aha. I want to see who's getting it. Just show me the, okay, who's getting this? Because this is where I know, all right, Ree's getting it. Carlos is getting it. All right, who else is getting this, okay? Cool. Show me. Kevin Jones is getting it. Michelle O'Brien. Mina says, I've got two. I love it, okay? I love it. And see, here's the thing. If I went to my dad and I told him, my dad's in his 50s, I think he's about 57, 58 years young. If I went and told my dad, I just spent $500, $1,000 on this pen, he'd think I'm absolutely crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, is this making sense to you? But to me, it's okay. It's normal. I've been buying these things for years. Here's the thing. If you fly business class, first class, guess what they do? They give you a different brochure that's different to the people that fly economy and standard class. Okay. And guess what they have in the business class lounges, the business class brochures? They give you advertisements for this pen. Isn't that cool? Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Okay. It's like Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce never advertises on TV. Where do they advertise? They advertise where private jets land and what private jets where you can go and get a private jet from. Because they're very clear on who their ideal customer is. If you got an aha from this, I need you to just type in aha before I move on. If you understood this, then I want to see how many of you, I want to see at least 50% of you here right now, whilst you're live, to let me know that you're getting this, right? And this is the business that you want to be in. You don't want to be in the $1 pen business. Okay, I remember one of my earliest mentors, a guy called Dan Kennedy. He would say, never compete on being the cheapest, because it's a race to the bottom. And that's the race you don't want to enter. You understand what that means? You don't need to be like the Amazon or you don't need to be the cheapest person in your niche, in your product or industry. You want to position yourself. There is no advantage in being the cheapest. There is advantage in being expensive. Okay. And so minimum price points, $3,000 all the way up to 10, 20, even $50,000 that you want to have. And over the next few days, I want to show you how do you unpackage your experience and expertise, and how do you position it as a high ticket offer. Okay. So back to our worksheet. Your best thinking equals your best results. Charge premium, be premium. What? So what can you offer? Okay. Like I said, there's no advantage in being the cheapest, but being the most premium, there are many advantages. Okay. The fact that people pay me $50,000, $100,000 for my private coaching, my private one-on-one time, does that give me an edge in business? Yes or no? One, I can deliver a great result to my customer. Yes or no? Yes. Number two, I now have more money, so I can advertise and reach more people. Yes or no? That's why you have to be able to charge higher prices. And whatever if you feel like, man, I can't charge this, who's going to pay me that? It's just because you haven't understood the marketing funnels that needs to be in place. Does that make sense? I've had one marketing funnel on autopilot that I set up about 7 years ago that brings me in customers because of the methodology that I set up. That one that's what I'm talking about, one funnel out of the 15 funnels that I have right now in my business. Okay, that one funnel has produced over $3 million. Do you guys get that? You do the work once and it pays you over and over again. Write that down. This is how you become wealthy. Okay, I'm giving you a masterclass in wealth creation. This goes just beyond funnels. And what you want to do is you want to earn with your mind, not with your time. So when I'm doing something, I'm trying to earn with my mind. Okay, not with my time. And if you're like, oh yeah, but Shakir, you're spending your time here. Sure, but this is going to be recorded, cut up, and made into probably 50 or 100 different videos that will give me mass leverage. Does that make sense? Another thing that we want to do is we don't want to do one-on-one work unless it's highly paid. So my one-on-one consulting rate right now is $5,000 an hour. I just had a guy who literally was paying me 10 grand a month for 2 hours. Like my dad, he's about 57, 58 years old. He comes from old money in terms of like properties. He worked, for 20, 30 years to make his money, right? And when I would tell him, Dad, guy just paid me 100 grand, my dad is still shocked. Now he's used to it, but he's like, wow. And I'll say, Dad, this guy's paying me 5 grand an hour. When I first got paid this much, my own family was like, why are they paying you? Because I have no degree. But what I have is a specialized skill. Does this make sense, you guys? This is what you have to get good at. You have to get good at developing a specialized skill and then having a marketing system that gets customers coming to you. For example, Daryl, give me a wave, Daryl. Oh, there's Daryl, he's live, okay? Unmute him for a second. Daryl, where are you from? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Hey,
Can you hear
Daryl.
me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy. How's it going?
Well, I'm in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Okay, nice. I haven't been to Colorado. So, Daryl, let me ask you this. How did you come across me?
That's a good question. Somewhere on Facebook.
Somewhere on Facebook. Now,
Yeah.
nowhere did you hear him say, Shakir met me at a business. Thanks a lot, Daryl. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Okay. Cheers for coming outside. I do appreciate it. So, nowhere did Daryl say, you know, Shakir, I met him in a networking event and he was handing out his business cards. You know, I didn't meet Shakir in some place where he was pestering me and bugging me, or he was knocking on my door and doing one-on-one calls and telling me, hey, come and join my 5-day challenge. He didn't say none of that. You guys all agree with this, right? Why? Because I don't do one-to-one. It's always one to many. That's a secret of the wealthiest people that you see online right now. Okay? I know this. Have you ever tried to message Russell Brunson? He'll respond to me, good luck. I think he charges $25,000, no, $10,000 or $25,000 for a lunch date with him. So you have to fly to Boise, Idaho, pay $10,000 or $25,000 for an hour, and you have to buy him lunch, and you can have a lunch date with him. Otherwise, he's not doing one-on-one for nobody. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Okay. Now, some of you are like, yeah, like, for example, the lady I was speaking to today, she's an executive coach. She's got years, she's got a 9-to-5 job and a little side hustle. And she's like, for years, she's been trying to grow the side hustle. Within 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes, within 5 minutes, Carlos was with me on the call. Yes or no, Carlos? Give me a thumbs up. Within 5 minutes, I could identify 4 to 6 things she's doing wrong. And when I shared that with her, she went, that's me. And I said, we gotta get you into cash flow positive so you can escape velocity, get rid of your job, make consistent income from your side hustle. Then it becomes a full-time thing, full-time gig. Does that make sense? So there's simple truths like this that I want you guys to keep in mind. And I'm going to share this with you guys. You want to earn with your mind, not with your time. You don't want to do one-to-one, only one to many. Okay, and I'm going to show you a handful of these things. So 3 golden keys. So for example, what can we offer? You know, this is the service or product that you can offer. You can offer, okay? So in our case, we offer done for you funnels. Okay, we offer done for you funnels for customers wanting to launch a course, coaching, consulting, or agency service. Does that make sense? Now, if Hartford came up to me and Hartford's like, hey man, I've got this, pen business and I'm trying to sell a pen for $20. And, how many of you of these do you think I can sell on eBay, on Etsy, on Amazon? I'm like, sorry, bro, good luck. I can't help you. Do you get that? If Hanaya, she comes up to me and she's like, hey, I've got this lotion, potion, pill. It's going to help people lose weight. And it's going to, I'm like, sorry, dear, I can't help you. Because this is not my space. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? But if you said to me, hey, man, you know what? I think I've got some expertise. I've got some passion. For the last 5 years, I worked in this 9-to-5 or in this corporate career job. I've got some skills. I know it's valuable to someone. How many of you believe that you have skills that's valuable to someone else? No one has just shown you how to monetize that. That's all it is. Right? So people go around the whole life and they develop skills, experiences, but they sadly never cash in. So my goal with you guys is, how do I help you cash in? Let's open up this on the screen here, big. So coaching, consulting, who do we want to serve? Okay. So for example, my ideal clients are, let's just say 30 to 55 plus, let's just say 30 to 60 years young. And my ideal clients are from UK, USA, Canada. We have some Singaporeans, Hong Kong, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay, now can I help people that are in Europe? Yes. Do I put a lot of focus in them? No, because if I have to choose between helping someone in America versus in the UK, I mean, I'm naturally going to, if there's only one person I need to choose, it would be the American market. Does that make sense? One, remember this, we have a global market that you can tap into. In today's day and age, it doesn't matter what you look like, what you sound like, what your color of your skin is, what your religion is. People do business on a global scale. Do you guys get that? Look at you guys here. If you have any mental blockages, I don't know if this, let me tell you this is so crazy. 3,500 people have gone through my 5-day challenge. One dude sends me a message. One dude out of 3,500 people. And he goes, oh, I've decided I can't do business with people in UK time zones. I thought, you are out of your mind. Okay. The thing is, that's one out of 3,500 people. I'm like, you go, don't come to me. Okay. Today's day and age, the whole world, we're all connected. Okay. I've literally, there might be a time where I'm going to meet some of you guys, and you know, I saw Ree on this chat. It's probably a matter of time before Ree comes to one of our live events in London. I mean, he lives in London. So I've got people flying in from all over the world coming to my 3-day events, coming to my 2-day masterminds. So you have to understand business is done on a global scale. Next, where are these people hanging out? For me, they're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and email. Okay. Now, if you say to me, you don't use any of these platforms, okay, there's a good chance you're not going to be my ideal client. Yes or no? How many of you use any of these social media websites? Facebook, Gmail, email, Instagram, whatever. Now, for example, my dad, he doesn't use Facebook, Instagram. He uses YouTube. He doesn't use LinkedIn. He uses email. But my dad wouldn't even be an ideal client of mine. Why? Because he's too new in the buying cycle. Do you guys get that? So what I'm going to teach you over the next 5 days is how do you tap into who the hot, warm customers are that are ready to buy right now. And the people that aren't ready to buy, how do you convert them using automated funnels? Who likes the idea of that? Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that we're going to share with you. Okay, now, these are the 3 golden keys to your offer. They have to be easy to reach. Write this down. Who? They have to have money to buy premium. Now, let me give you an example. Do people that sell pens, do they make a lot of money? This kind of pens, Mont Blanc. Yeah, I just told you, these guys are selling $500, $1,000, $20,000 pens. By the way, the most expensive Mont Blanc pen was sold for over 750 grand. Let that sink in, guys. 750 grand for a pen. Carlos is scratching his head, thinking, I'm already lost my hair. What the heck is going on?
100%.
Carlos, I'm feeling the same way. So when you guys think to yourself, oh, who's going to pay? There are people out there in the world that will spend 750 grand on a pen. Now, sure, it's customized with gold and it's got diamonds and it's probably good for money laundering, but whatever, okay? Who's counting? All I'm saying is there is a market for everything. Yes or no? You have to just tap in. You have to have an open mind to say, okay, what's the market that you can tap into? So they have to have the money to buy. They have to be easy to reach. These are the 3 golden keys, guys, okay? And they have to have a irrational passion, or fear. Okay, that's it. So people that want to lose weight, people that want to make money, people that want to better their relationships, they have fears and passion that are on extreme levels. Yes or no? That's why a divorce can wipe out a man's entire bank account and life account. Yes or no? Yes. That's why someone like me that gets obsessed with getting into shape, even with my busy schedule, I'll spend 2-3 hours a day in the gym. I'll do gym, personal training, massage, cryotherapy, hyperbaric chamber. And sometimes those go up to 3-4 hours a day. But that's extreme. Yes or no? I worked out, like my gym membership alone is costing me maybe, I think, 20,000 a year. That's insane. But is that an irrational passion that I have? Yes or no, guys? Yes. So just remember this. People that are in the health space, people that want to better their relationships, love, dating, marriage, divorces, etc., and people that want to make money, they want to build businesses, grow their wealth, they have irrational passions and fears, and they have extreme buying habits. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Can you move the camera just a little bit? Maybe show like just one of my bookshelves that has like, I don't know if you guys can see just one, but this is just one, and it's like top to bottom filled with books. I have basically another one here, another one there. 1, 2, 3, 4 bookshelves downstairs. Okay, why? Because I'm passionate about personal development, about making money. Yes or no? So of course I'm going to have 1,000 books in my house on the topics of business and making money. Is this making sense to you guys? So write that down. The 3 big niches are love and relationships, health, okay, and business and wealth creation. So what holds people back is a lot of the times they have these fears that's holding them back. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of looking embarrassed, fear of not being enough. Okay, and you want to identify what are these fears. Fear of trust. They don't trust people. Why? Because they've had a bad experience. How many of you have had a bad experience once in your life? Okay, look around. Welcome to the real world. It's like sometimes, you know, when you meet, you know, I have a friend, right? Let's just say he went through a recent heartbreak. Okay, and he's like, I know where his mind's at. He's like, man, I don't trust no woman anymore. Okay, but imagine, now it's fine, he's recently heartbroken, so I have a lot of love for him, you know, whatever. 2-3 months is okay. Now imagine 5 years later, he's walking around and he's like, yeah, man, I can never trust no ladies. He won't do that because he's my friend. But that's a big red flag that a lot of people live by. Yes or no? They tried to make money once 5 years ago. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay. You know, they tried to sell something on eBay and, you know, the postage was too high, or they lost their product on eBay, and now they never want to sell anything online. I see this all the time, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I see this all the time. People would have one bad experience and they're like, closed off. And I'm like, hold you, because you have no idea what you're missing out on. And so that, obviously, I'm just sharing this with you because this is a one-to-many group, but this creates fears, right? So you have to identify what are the fears. Maybe you're afraid of investing in yourself. I got one guy, he just wired a multiple 5-figure investment. And then he goes to me, by the way, I'm having a baby next month. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, is that guy committed or what? That's commitment. You know, he's got the fear, but he realizes, you know, that fear is holding him back. Because you could keep $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 in the bank. By the way, each year inflation erodes your money anyway, 6%. So 100 grand is not even worth 100 grand in your bank, right? 5-6% is going towards inflation. But when you're investing in yourself, no one can take that information away from you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Guys, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is, when I told you guys, hey, I made 120K my first year, 275K my second year, and then $1.2 million my third year. How many of you remember that story? Okay. What I didn't tell you was I didn't grow up with a lot of, I had friends, and then when I go into internet marketing, I cut off all of my friends, right? And when we were young, we used to play this game called Monopoly. How many of you guys have played Monopoly? Okay. And what's the richest place in Monopoly? There's a place called Mayfair and Park Lane. Okay. So as a kid, my dad would always say, son, buy the hotels in Park Lane and Mayfair. Okay. I think in the American version of Monopoly, it's something else, Soho or something, right? It's the most expensive place. So my first year, I make 120K. Second year, I make 275K. Now I've got like 400 grand to my name. And except I don't have any friends. But what I do remember was I should go and hang out in Mayfair and Park Lane, in the poshest places of London. And what do you think happens? Suddenly I have friends, all these guys, all these girls. I'm now the cool, young, rich kid. Within 8 months, almost all of the money goes. Yeah. And I remember my friend at the time, he asks me, he goes, what are you going to do now? And I was like, well, even if the money goes away, I still have the skills to go out and do it again and again and again. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could say to me, Dennis, Shakir, you made $1 million. You got lucky. Okay. What about my second one? Okay, you got lucky again. Okay, what about my third one? Come on, you got to now acknowledge that I have some sort of system or a plan. Yes or no? Oh, okay, what about making $10 million? Oh, no, you fluked it. You got lucky. Okay, what about making $20 million? Oh, no, you got lucky 2 times. Okay, what about 3 times? Okay, now it's a system. You understand what I'm saying? Right? It's like when I eat late, then I know the next day my face is all puffy. I'm not performing in the gym. I'm like cranky, right? But I know if I don't eat in the evening, the next day I've got way more energy. Cause and effect. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right now, what you're looking at, say your bank account, what you're looking at your business, what you're looking at the results in your life is the effect. We got to go back and we got to identify what's the causes. What's the causes that happens so that we can change it around the input so that the outcome and the output is different. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to go over these with you guys. I want to also encourage is Hamza and Carlos here. Let me see. Okay, so one of the things, by the way, how many of you guys have got value from this so far? Okay, and how many of you guys are like, man, I don't care what happens, I have to figure out a way to work with Shakir Hussain. As you guys know, give me a show of hands. Let me see who those are. Okay, usually it's those people that are excited. They're like, on first day, they're like, okay, whatever you go, I want in. So we have basically, and this is not for everyone. So this is, the downside of these programs, because our programs are very unique and customized to you. So we have a rule, which is we only take on clients that we believe we can help get them extraordinary results. So if you're at whatever you're at, and you want to get to $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month, we have to make sure that we have a conversation with you and then ensure that we can help you based on your experience and expertise. And you're going to follow our simple systems. So we have multiple systems, whether it's the automated agency model, the automated webinar funnel model, the course or coaching model, whatever the program is, everyone's different. Okay, so this is why we offer a personalized call with a couple of my team members. Now, because you guys ladies and gentlemen, you have joined this 5-day challenge, and because you're watching this live right now, we've had, I think, close to 450? Yeah, just under 500 people register for this, okay? So I'm going to send out emails and all of this stuff out to them. But how many of you would like a one-on-one funnels auditing session today, tomorrow, by a show of hands? Okay, so this is a call. Just raise your hand so I can make a note. Thank you. Can you make a note on this, please? Thank you. Carlos can make a note. Just raise your hand so I can see. Because right now there's about, I'd say 50 to 60 people live between the Facebook groups and whatnot. But I want to only do this for the people that are really serious, okay? So Carlos, if you can put in the funnels.com/audit link, okay? And that way you can book a call with Carlos or Hamza from my team, ideally for today or tomorrow, depends, okay? So in this way, we'll identify where you're at, where you want to get to, and which funnel is going to take you there, okay? So over the next 4 days, including today as well, I'm going to go over different funnels that we have, okay? And when we go over this tomorrow, I'm going to cover even the 7-step guru sales funnel method. This is the one, after I spending 750 grand, I found out that all these big gurus, they all use this one 7-step model. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to share that with you guys. How many of you guys are attending for tomorrow? Okay, cool. Okay, I like it. So here's what I'm going to do. Please only take in a spot if you're super serious and you're ready to just get started with us, okay? Because we're going to open up 20 advanced spots. Either way, you are going to get value from this call. Someone from my team is going to walk you through the different things that you could do in your business, whether you're starting from scratch or you already have a business, okay? But you want to put all the details there. Mina says, I'm returning tomorrow. Katara says, hopefully. I am. I love it. I love your attitude and energy, guys. So did you post the link?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Funnels.com/audit. Carlos, Hamza, Perry Wish from my team, Todd. Okay, someone's going to be there to take in an onboarding call with you. And basically, this is an onboarding call. Like I said, it's to really identify where you're at, where do you want to get to, and what's holding you back in the middle. What funnel do you need? You guys get that? And if you're new and you're like, oh, man, I'm still trying to understand what is a funnel. A funnel is an automated marketing system. That's it. Okay. So for example, right now we have, in my own business, I have 15 different funnels. So that means 15 different ways people can come in and find ways to do business with me. Does that make sense, everyone? That's the simplest of it all. Okay. That's the simplest way I can explain it. All right. So write down 5 fears, going back to the worksheet, write down 5 fears that's preventing you. And by the way, once you do this, guys, I want you guys to take a screenshot and put it into the Facebook group. Next, okay, write down 5 character traits that you need to develop. So for example, time management, skill building, confidence, being able to invest in myself, being able to take action in the face of fear. Okay, what else? Being able to learn new skills, being part of a mastermind. Okay, your network is your net worth. So I must grow my network. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Yes or no? So for example, Ree, his background is he's a consultant, right? So he's a consultant and he knows how to do XYZ. So I said to him, hey, you know what? If you join my inner circle program, not only will you learn the systems, you'll get done for your funnels, will help you with traffic, getting clients and customers. I'll also jump in and I'll help promote your event, your program to maybe my audience, to people that I know, so he can grow much faster. Does that make sense? Okay. And this is where the rubber meets the road. Okay, so this is the next stage, your message. Your message is about being, again, we will refine this over time, but this is just a very basic one. Let's just say you have a product, you have a service right now. Your message is about being able to cut directly through the noise and communicate specifically what is it that you do for them and how. Okay, so here's the framework. I hope, for example, which audience? 9 to 5ers. To do what? Achieve, I help them have a, automated funnel in just 30 days without any techie experience, because that's the main frustration that they have, any techie frustration. So they can finally, what's the feelings? So they can finally feel in control of their business. Do you guys get that? So I want you to go in and write this out. Okay, write this out and then think to yourself, okay, what do I help people do? Okay, in my own business, let's just say I help struggling marketers get to 10K per month in 30 days without building their own funnels so they can earn more whilst working less. Okay, and then after that, what happens is you can take that message and you can then go and post it in the Facebook group. Is this making sense, everyone? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a minute right now to go and do this, okay? So grab the worksheet and we're going to do this together. Okay. And then this is the thread that you're going to use and you're going to post on here. So for example, and maybe you don't even have, you're like, oh, I don't have a product. It's okay. It's okay. You can just come up with something. Okay. So here's the framework. You're going to all copy and paste this. So I'll give you my one and you can just replace. Okay. So this is the fill in the blanks one. There you go. Okay. So let's just say Reed, can you write your one and post it on here on this thread here? Okay, so.
Yep, I'll do that.
Okay, so I hope, I can say I hope corporate executives replace their high income salary in 90 days or less without building their own funnels, without building their own techie based funnels, or becoming a marketing wizard. There you go. Right, and you can always change this around. So for example, Carlos helps my customers, like you guys. Okay, when you book a call, you speak to either Carlos, Todd, Hamza, someone from my team, or maybe one of the ladies on my team. But Carlos can be like, he helps high performing entrepreneurs get qualified leads on their calendar. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is where I want you guys to come in and post. We have people joining us. Okay, so let's go back. So you guys can see there's 3,500 people. Wow, this group is growing. Okay, so let's read some of these out. Okay, so I help people over 50 how to create a second income so they can retire without worrying from home. Okay. I help homeowners know if their family and home is sitting on a major plumbing problem. Cool. Okay, what else is next? I help coaches speak and sell on virtual stages. Okay, this lady's written couple. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So Jasmine says, I help those in need who need the ear and confidence to speak. Okay, Mana says, I help Christian chaplains. Okay, so Mana, you don't have to include this part, the audience to achieve. You can just basically, it's a fill in the blank section. So you can just say, I help Christian chaplains have a certification in 90 days without needing big investment, not lots of money. So they can become certified chaplains. Okay. Okay, so we'll give it another 1 minute, guys. I want to see you guys doing this. Okay, cool. So Brian says, okay, he wants to create passive income. Richard said, my name is Richard. I'm a medically retired Army veteran. I joined this challenge because I'm trying to get into the world of being an entrepreneur. I'm fairly new to this, so I'll try my best. Okay, Richard, great job. And by the way, you guys, okay, when you're here, you need to make sure, just like Richard, he's added me as a friend. Okay, you need to add me as a friend on my personal Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to also drop a link to my personal Facebook. So facebook.com/ also I'm saying, please only add this one. Okay, I've got a verified profile here, as you can see. Okay, it's got 4,900 friends, so I have just a little bit more space to add you guys, maybe just 9 more of you. Okay, so please make sure you go ahead and request to be a friend of mine on here. Okay, and to get connected as well, please make sure that you are all subscribed to the YouTube channel. Okay, so subscribe there. Okay, so please go and post. This is the link for my YouTube channel. Okay, be sure to subscribe here. Okay, we're posting at least 1 to 2 videos every single month. Okay, and nearly at 500,000 views. Wow. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Okay, so this is my personal Facebook profile. Make sure you send a message. Okay. Where are we at? Let's go. Okay, some of you guys want to join the group. You haven't joined the group yet. So this is the group that I want you guys, if you're not part of the group yet, you need to make sure you're part of the group so you can post. Okay. Where did that post go? Let's find it. Okay, so going to close it down in just a minute after reading 1 more or 2 more. Okay, wow, 13 new comments. All right, let's see it. Okay, I help coaches and experts get to 9 figures. Okay, cool. Okay. Yep. What you guys want to do is basically rewrite it like this. Okay. So for example, who do you help? Get clear. Okay. I help this. Okay. Rewrite that in your own terms. And you want to get good at writing this. Okay. So the reason why we want to do this is because tomorrow I'm going to show you how to literally use your Facebook profile to generate leads, okay? Where people are going to raise their hand and they're going to say they want to work with you. How many of you guys like the idea of that? Okay, we're going to do a campaign tomorrow, there and then. Okay, Deja says, I give my minority women entrepreneurs, the successful. Okay, cool. All right. So as you can see here, okay, this is my personal profile. And if you see here, I want you guys today, I want you guys to read this, not now, but you can read it later on. So just save this link, everybody. Okay. And this is what we call a welcome pinned post. Okay, a welcome pinned post. So this is where people can get to know me, okay, when they're starting off. And if you don't have this, you want to have that inside of your Facebook profile. Okay, this is basically like a highlight shot. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, why do we want this? Is because we want to put our best foot forward to the people, right? So here, so if you see here, like this is not, obviously this is not something that happens every day, but this happened. And so I've captured this video, okay? And now I use this over and over again. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so remember what I shared with you. You do the work once, how do you get paid over and over again? Okay, now I say to people as well, if you want my free funnels playbook, where I break down step by step how to do XYZ, for example, like how to grow your business, and I go into a lot more detail, and this book is, let's just say, valued at $97, then I need you to comment funnels on this thread. Does that make sense? So now what happens is people are looking at this and they're like, okay, I'm going to comment so I can go and get a freebie, a free gift. Does that make sense? So go ahead. If you haven't commented on this thread, go and comment and just type in funnels. Okay, Curtis, you upload the worksheet in the Facebook group. Okay, Tina goes, how do I build a business? Tina, this is why you're here for the next 5 days, right? So we can basically walk you through the different steps. So today we worked on what it takes to create $1 million offer. And we went through the day one worksheet. Okay. Have you gone through the day one worksheet, Tina? Okay, so this is the rest of the worksheet. Okay, basically, write down 5 specific affirmations that you can add. Examples: I'm a money magnet. I always find money to invest in myself. I am resourceful. I attract money to me easily and effortlessly. I am free to live life on my own terms. So this is where you put your affirmations on. Okay, day one, worksheet. Unique advantage worksheet. Stories, expertise, strengths, weakness. So this is where you can tell your story. For example, he's now going through his second child coming along soon. This is a story. What's his expertise? Consulting on organic traffic. What's his strengths? He can present on camera. What's his weakness? Maybe he doesn't know, lack of techie stuff. Okay, so when you do this and you write down 1, 2, 3 or 4 of these, then you can figure out, okay, you know what? This is what my strength is. And why is this important? Because when you do this, you're going to get clarity. And then when you book your funnels audit call, okay, so here you just basically can put the different followers that you have on these different Facebook followers, Instagram followers, Twitter followers, LinkedIn followers, all of this stuff. And what was your one big takeaway from today? Okay. So, and then you can basically, if you want to go and check out all of this stuff, you can. Otherwise, you go to funnels.com/audit. By the way, how many of you guys got value out of this so far? Okay, cool. So here's your next step, okay? If you want to be one of the first before everyone else, if you want to book in your call, this is a, can I share the screen sound? Okay. So I'm going to share the sound with you guys. To share computer sound. Okay, so this explains it. Okay, thank you so much for going through the 5-day challenge. Listen, whether you're on day 1 or day 5, doesn't matter. Now that you're here, this is where we offer you a free funnels audit call. This means we're going to identify what are your goals and dreams and what metrics do you want to hit in terms of revenue every single month. Maybe you want to make 10K a month, maybe you want to make 50K a month, maybe you want to make 100 grand a month. Whatever your goals are, me and my team are here to help you. And what we're going to do is identify which funnel is going to be right for you. Maybe you're an introvert, maybe you're an extrovert, maybe you have a different type of personality, so that we want to make sure which funnel is going to be right for you, because not every funnel is going to be right for you. This is one of the reasons why 95% of people don't make it in digital marketing when they're starting and scaling their online business. I want to give you an edge, and because you've joined our 5-day challenge, I want to give you this to kickstart your journey with us. I guarantee you this is going to be the best time that you schedule for your business this entire year. So whether you're just starting out or you already have success and you want to get to the next level, go and book a call. My name is Shakir Hussain. I'm the founder of funnels.com. And over the last decade, I've literally trained over 25,000 people in person how to start and scale their online businesses. I've also won these awards, each representing 7 figures each, then 8 figures each, $30 million before 30 years old. And recently I was on stage winning this $25 million award. So let me tell you, when it comes to getting results, I know how to do this. This is not some theory. This is not some BS stuff that I've read in some cheap ebook. This is real high value stuff based on results that I've been able to develop and get for myself. And check out some of my clients. Over 1,000 paying clients have come through to our programs. And what's more, these are just some of my students. No one else has this kind of results, trust me. So if you want to get an edge, you want to fast track your success, you want to get on the road of financial freedom, then do not waste any more time. Book your free funnels audit discovery session today. I look forward to hearing about your success. God bless. I'll see you then. Wow, that was a good video. That's the first time I watched this video, by the way. By the way, do you guys see when you have a team that can help you, you can get this done? Yes or no? I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, man, I'm sure I've lost a few more pounds from there. Reed, what do you think? Now my face is looking more slimmer. I need to redo the video. I was like, wow, that's cool. There was a boat going by as well. So here's the thing. When you have a team that does this with you, guys, okay, guess what happens? Your life becomes so much better, yes or no? This is how you dramatically transform your life. Write this down. You focus on your genius zone. Everything else you need to delegate, okay? For example, right now, I'm just going to, I'll take a picture on my phone just to show you guys. Okay, hold on. Give me a thumbs up, by the way, everyone. Okay, so over here, as I'm doing this, right now, I don't set up any of these camera equipment. Okay, I have a team that will set this up because my genius zone is in presenting, it's coming up with ideas. It's helping my students identify what's holding them back and then helping them. Does this make sense? So you won't find me doing emails or doing stuff that is low leverage. Okay, so for you, what you have to ask yourself is, okay, if I want to get to the next level of income, if I want to make 5K, 10K, 20K, 50K, 100 grand a month, who do I need on my team? Does that make sense? So I can shoot one ad And by the time, I'll give you an example, okay? You guys want to see me do something right now? Okay, check this, okay? All right. Hey, Shakir Hussain here. What's going on? Listen, if you want to grow your business to the next level, you want to scale your coaching, consulting, service-based business, your mastermind, I can help you because I have the experience and expertise of scaling to 7 figures, 8 figures, and hosting events all over the world. Right now, I'm actually doing a virtual live event. Give us a wave, everyone. Okay. And I'm hosting this virtual live event. And I was thinking to myself, you know, I should make this into an ad and invite you. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, I want to invite you to check out this free case study that I've put together that goes over the 5-step funnel system that I've used to literally go from 0 to 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, and then 8 figures, and then multiple 8 figures. Okay. And I was able to generate over $13 million before I turned 30 years old. So I'm shooting this here in London at my penthouse. I want to invite you, take advantage of this. It's a free case study that I've done. Just shot this for you. Take advantage of it. I'll see you on the next page. Okay. Now you see this video in the next 24 hours. Okay. My team is going to take this video and they're going to turn it into a full-blown ad on Facebook. I do the work once. You start spending maybe 50, $100 a day, not much. Okay. We can scale it, but let's just say we start spending $100 a day. Now we can have thousands of people see the ad and coming to us. Does that make sense? I want to implement one of these systems for you if you qualify. Done for you funnels, done for you lead generation system, where people can come to you instead of you chasing people. Okay. And then if you hate selling, if you suck at selling, we have an entire sales team that we can just plug in. So guys, if you're excited and you want to work with us, book in a compulsory funnel strategy session right now. This is what happens. You go over here, you find a time that suits you, you book a call, you fill in the information as much as you can. So here it says Carlos. Sometimes it's going to be Carlos, Todd, Hamza, or one of the ladies on our team. And then you can basically go through, read this up, and that's going to be your action step for today. Okay, so I'm going to just give it to you one more time, and then we are going to do some Q&A. Okay, so we're going to do some Q&A for about 10 minutes. By the way, how was this today's session? Give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, make sure you go and leave a review in the Facebook group of day one. What's your biggest takeaway? Me and my team are going to be looking at who are the action takers. We're going to be rewarding you. And so with that being said, I appreciate you guys very much. And we are going to do some Q&A. So let's go. Who do we have? Ree, question. What's your question, buddy? And feedback as well. What's your biggest takeaway from today?
I think biggest takeaway is just the simple things like having the right offer, knowing who you're going to target, how you can help them. Because when I first started out, I didn't know this stuff and I was trying to help the world. And it's only after many years of making mistakes and I realized that I can't help the world, but I can help a bunch of people. So for me, just looking at that again, it always makes me realize that, you know what, I'm grateful that I've got the tools now to be able to do that exercise time and time again.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, it depends on where you're at what stage. You can always change things around. So you never have to be married to your niche. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, but if I'm going to help this, when I got started, I used to help anyone and everyone. Then I realized, okay, this is the type of person I like. Okay, if someone is at this level, I don't want to work with them. I don't want to talk to them. It's just what it is. It's your business. There is no rules. You understand what I'm saying? So I like to work with people that are, you know, faith-based. They're ready to go. They're action takers. They're not just dreamers and dabblers. Okay. If I tell them to do something, they're like, okay, cool. You're my mentor. I'm in. Who's with me? By a show of hands. Okay. Those of you guys who are still joining us late, just let me know. Hey, Lewis, nice to meet you here. What's up? Okay. So who else has got some feedback that they want to share? Dennis, How's it going for you, sir? You want to give us some feedback? What's your big takeaway? Mr. Consciousness Man, what's your name?
I'm Corey.
Corey, what's up,
Yes.
Corey?
Basically, you know, you know when someone's a perfect fit for you. And I've been through programs where, you know, like you've been left behind and you don't have the support. And I paid a lot of money for these programs. So when I saw you come through my feed, I just jumped at it. I know that this is what I want because I've been stuck, you know, trying to master ClickFunnels three separate times, and tech is not my forte at all. You know, I'm into connecting with people and building people up, and you know, I want my group, you know, I'm never going to leave anybody behind. You know,
Yeah.
that's important. If someone spends 30 grand with you, you know, they should be where they need to be.
Yeah, dude, that's the policy that we have. All of our programs, depending on which level you come in at, we have a program which is basically no man or woman left behind. So it's like if you qualify and you get through, it's like, and we offer you the different programs. It's like we'll work with you until if it means that the next 12 months, the next 2 years, we don't hold back. Like I have an abundance mindset. I like to, you know, if someone goes out and spends $500, $1,000 on a pen, let's just say they have an abundance mindset. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what that means? Like sometimes I'll buy stuff not because I want it or I need it. It's because I want to keep the money flowing. You understand what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some people, they can hoard themselves and become rich. I want to abundantly become wealthy. Right. So my level or the way I look at the world, the way I look at money, it's like it has to flow. Okay. The more money I spend, I know because I'm betting on myself. A lot of you, I know you don't bet on yourself. Like Ree is a classic example. He's betting on himself. He's like, he buys me a bunch of money, multiple 5 figures, a huge investment. Then he goes, just so you know, I got a kid. I'm not thinking, okay, 6 months. He goes, next month. I'm like, all right, we gotta get to work. You understand? He looks like he hasn't slept. It's all right. He can sleep. You know, after he's got a couple of $100,000 extra from the campaigns that we're setting up with him. You understand?
Right.
You see where I'm going with this? So
Yes.
if it makes sense, is it Corey or Rory? Sorry,
My name's Corey.
Corey. Okay, Corey. I think you placed an order today.
I did.
Okay, cool, man. So you're ready to go. I mean, this is day one, and you're like, you already want to enroll in our programs. What's making you want to work with us?
Because you've mastered the stuff that I'm stuck at. Like, it's a perfect fit. I know exactly what I want, and all I need is what you guys provide. And I can do the rest. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm doing.
Dude, I love it, man. I love it. I think my team is going to schedule in a call with either myself or one of the program managers. So I'm excited. Carlos, I don't know if you spoke to Carlos or Hamza or one of the girls.
Carlos.
Oh, Carlos. Okay. So Carlos will basically hook you up. Okay,
Yes.
cool, man. Hey,
Thank you.
Corey, great job, dude. It's funny because I want you guys to understand something, yeah? This is the power. Show the full screen, please. This is the power, guys, okay, of giving value. Okay, giving value up front. How many of you have felt that you have received way more value already? Like without, some of you came in on this challenge maybe for free. Some of you bought the upsells up to thousands of dollars or whatever. I've already seen now 2 customers coming in, literally two customers ready to go in our mastermind programs. It's just day one. Do you guys understand the value of this? Do you guys understand how powerful this is? My question to you is, where is your funnel that's getting you high ticket clients? I don't think I've ever spoken to Corey like this. I didn't even know what he looks like. This guy's coming in through my funnels. He's like, how long ago did I come up on your feed?
You came up on my feed a few days ago. Like the first day I saw it, I signed up and I joined the VIP, and then I spoke to Carlos today.
That's amazing. Give this guy a big round of applause, you guys. Come on. Come on. You got to be able to recognize game. You got to, when you meet, how many of you have heard this saying, game recognizes game? I don't know if it's like a street thing. It's like a real one recognizes a real one. I want to recognize this guy. He's a real one. A few days ago, he's coming. He's like, I'm done with all the BS. I'm an investor myself. And like I said to the lady today, there was a lady before you, Corey, she took the first spot, right? So I said to her at the end, I said, she basically the investment is big stretch for her. And I said, listen, don't worry, if it's not right for you, I'm not going to accept you as a client.
Right.
Because I already know she's in an executive job, right? So like I know how to help this lady make at least like 10 to 30K a month very quickly, right? And I said to her, I said, unlike other programs, we're going to be with you. We do 5 times a week live coaching. There's like no stone left unturned. So if you can't make it with us, you should just quit. Like, I don't know what else to say to you. I never tell people to quit, but if you can't make it with us, don't try. This is your final and last straw. When people come to us, we say, consider this your final and last mentorship program. Okay? So the last thing I said to her was, the sale is not for me. The sale is for you. You guys get that?
I totally understand it.
Yeah, because I don't, like me selling you a funnel, a coaching program, it doesn't matter if it's like a $10,000 program or a $100,000 program. I mean, I just shared with you guys the story. Russell Brunson paid me $1.3 million. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm good. I'm like, it's okay. Like, you come to me and my team, not me, sorry. You're coming to my team, okay? Because my team does the work. It's you guys need the sale. You need us to sell it to you. We don't need to sell. You understand? I tell my team, Carlos, that no one needs to sell anything. If you're not sold on yourself from the value that you get from us, like none of my guys, I don't expect Carlos or Hamza or any of the girls to be closers and to close people. It's like, we don't, no. That game is old. It's like, you like the stuff, you come and buy. You tell us why you want to work with us. Do you see the difference, guys?
Yes.
See, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was getting in the game, you have to close people. You have to do 45-minute, 2-hour strategy sessions. And sometimes those things are needed. I understand. But I'm not looking for that game. I'm looking for the game where people like you, Corey, it's like, hey, man, I see you. I know you can help me. Let's work together. You understand what I'm saying? But for the rest of you,
please take me. Please take my money.
Can you guys see how desperate he is to throw his money at us? Yes or no? I appreciate you. God bless you. It's all from God anyway. All praise to God. Here's the thing. My question for the rest of you is, where is your funnel? Anaya, Curtis, Dennis, Ree's working with me right now. Mamena, Michelle, Ingrid, where are your funnels? Where you have people like Corey, they're ready to come and throw money at you. Because if you don't, then you need to run and book funnels.com/Audi and book that call. That's what you need. Yes or no? So, guys, listen, I don't want to delay. I don't want to drag it on anymore. I really appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. I have so much stuff planned for you. You're going to absolutely love it. I got to go to sleep and I got to go pray. So I'm going to be out. God bless. Thanks a lot. Please give me some feedback in the Facebook group and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace out, everyone. See you guys tomorrow. All right. Let's wrap it up. Good job. Good job, team.